And here we go now. Guy just cut down a tree. Guy's cutting down a tree, right?
Oh,
No, it's not as bad as you think. I promise. It's not bad, I promise. This guy cut down a tree. Surprise!
Raccoony!
What is going on, losers? Welcome to Lost Losers Podcast. I am your host, Mr. John McQuett, joined once again by my beautiful bride, the tot of the show, Miss Andrea Bequette.
Hello.
And once again,
thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
from Ashland, Kentucky, young James.
What up?
What's going on, everybody? Everyone doing okay? Do you think the raccoon had a fun ride on the way down?
Probably.
Hey, man.
Kind of like,
Do you think he knew what was happening? Like the raccoon was like, "Hey, man, I'm up here." Hey, and just couldn't hear. I couldn't hear, and then all of a sudden it just fell. He just wrote it out. That's what
I'm just thinking of the Jackass skit.
Of course, you would think of the Jackass skit.
It's the same thing.
I know. So, how's everyone doing? Everyone alive? Everyone well? Everyone doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
No bitches, no complaints. Everyone's got 2 arms, 2 legs, a brain, and all their fingers and toes ready.
well, I have half a toe.
Yeah, you have a half a toe. So your OnlyFans foot modeling career is on hold for a minute. That thing is don't get it. Don't
makes
touch me
you
with it.
more of a niche. What do you mean? That even means even more money.
Not this thing. This thing is nasty. Someone got a fucking water blister on her toe when she was walking and it erupted. So it like covers.
Oh,
her
it's on
toe.
the inside of my toe,
It's
my
nasty.
big toe, and it fucking hurts.
So if you guys want to see it, let us know. We'll put up pictures on the Patreon. We'll sell those. So just let us know if you want those. So if you're new to this wonderful podcast and you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, do us a favor, hit subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music or anywhere else, please leave us a 5-star review. Share with your friends. That's how we get this thing going here. We're trying to get this thing off the ground a little bit faster, a little bit going. And if you really like us, do us a favor. Go to Patreon, sign up. It's $5 a month. You got the Lost Losers Podcast. You got our episodes the day early. You get the LOP Sunday playlist that we do every week. And next Sunday, the 12th, we'll be live at 11 doing the LOP Sunday playlist over road trip songs. So come hang out with us for that.
And
then
towards the end of the month. Yeah.
I am going to say the date right now.
Yep.
So everyone puts it in their calendar. And that means, Jamie, you have to send me all your shit.
Yep. I got my list ready.
You already have it all that you need to send to me?
I have all the videos that I'm going to send you. I need to find links for all of them.
Okay. Send me those on Thursday, June 23rd. The 3 of us and maybe a guest. I don't know. I'm trying to line all that out. We will be doing the live hard episode of all the shit all the clips that we find that we can't show on YouTube, and a couple of Reddit stories I think Jamie has already sent me that I need to go through again, that we're going to pull for those. And we are going to come out, hang out with us. It'll be just an hour and a half, another hour and a half, 2 hours. Starts at 7:00 Central, June 23rd, Thursday. Everyone good with that? I am saying the date.
Yep.
We are hammering that date in, and we're going to have fun that night. Come hang out with us, roll a joint, grab a glass of wine. It's going to be a good time. But that will be live on our Patreon. So you have to go sign up. $5 a month. That's all we're asking. I know it's a lot to some of you, but it's a little to a lot of you. So please help us out. Get this podcast off the ground. So way we like to kick off this podcast is we like to do the wishes of the week. This is the weird and interesting shit that has happened through us throughout that week. Basically, it's our bitches and moans and of the weird shit that we see. So if you know us, it's basically me and James just working on our fucking 30 minutes of stand-up routine before we get into the news and all that. So Jamie, kick us off with the wishes this week, man. What you got?
Nothing too much. It's been a really
don't.
calm week. I'm just kind of thankful for some stuff just because there's been a bunch of turbulence between my girlfriend's dad and I, and this week it's been really fucking calm. I've been able to talk to him like he's another adult and everything. It's been just really fucking nice.
Did you guys turn the page on something? Did you say something that might have clicked in his head? Did something say something that might have clicked in your head? And you guys find a common ground? Just asking.
I think he respects when I bring up conversations and he doesn't feel like he needs to. And so was just very upfront with like, hey, this is the money that I can afford to give you right now. Let me know if you need more or and stuff like that. And just little things of trying to be. I think it goes into the parent mindset of like, hey, I don't need to tell you to do these things. And so when I'm very obvious of like, hey, I did these things. Look, come and fucking look. He's like, oh, you did. That gives me a little fucking applause and still treats me like a kid to an extent. But I just kind of need to play the game with him.
You have to look at it his way. You are dating one of his princesses.
Yeah.
And
I get that. Yeah.
You are doing adult things to his princess. So you have to think of it as that terms. And you're just like, so give him some time. I'm sure he'll warm up to you. And you are not exactly easy to get along with. Just saying.
No, it's a big pill to swallow.
Coming from one hard ass to the next. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean.
But yeah, work has been really fucking slow and just kind of anytime there's no customers in the store, I just start bitching about hours. I'm just like, hey, is anyone gonna either fucking ask me to leave or do something about the hours? And
don't be that.
I don't know. It's been kind of a boring week. It's just been really nice for the most part.
Well, it's good. You can't go around getting punched in the face every week, picking a fight with making fun of a customer every week. So it's nice, dude. It's good to hear that you had a calm, relaxing week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very nice. You're like, I got out in the sun.
South Park Stick of Truth.
Naked Truth?
No, South Park Stick of Truth. I played through that.
Oh.
That game's fucking awesome.
Right on, dude. That's cool. Good. I'm glad you had a nice, quiet, and calm week. It's nice to hear from you for once. And it's nice to hear that you're actually swallowing a little bit of that thing that you are a fake thing called pride, and you're getting along with your girlfriend's dad. And that makes it better for your girlfriend. Think about it that way, too.
Oh, yeah.
So that's amazing, dude. Good
so
for
much
you.
less stress.
I don't even have anything. I can't even make fun of you for anything, dude. I'm very proud of you this week. There's nothing I can fucking say. You gave me nothing. No material, no nothing. This might be a quick episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you said the comedy routine. I was just like, I ain't got anything much. It's been just a really nice, calm week.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Proud of you. I'm good. So good for you. So
it's a nice change every once in a while.
It's a change pace for you. That's good. And we already kind of tiptoed into your, no pun intended, into your wish this week. So, calendar switched over to June, and I think in September, I'm going to make another announcement for this, but we're going to do it as a group. We're going to do the 100-mile walk run for the month of September as a podcast. I am doing it already by myself this month for the month of June. She started walking. My wife started walking in this week. That's why she had the blister on her toe. And it was, what'd you do? 2 days?
3 days.
3 days. It was on the third day. She was just like, she did a lap and then she texted me and she was like, I'm done. I'm like, okay. And I got home doing my walk and I'm like, you all right? And she's like, look. And she sent me a picture of her toe. It was like, I'm done. It was a picture of her toe. And I'm like, ugh. I get home and I'm like, you okay? And she's like, no. That was it.
I have problems with my feet anyway. So this just kind of amplifies it. But no, it hurts like a fucking. It hurts.
Yeah, I know. I know how they feel. They suck.
And dogs are always stepping on my feet. So
I did. I heard. You just kind of prone to fucking up your feet.
Yeah.
No, I have neuropathy in my feet from chemo. So basically from the ball of my feet up, I have 0 to very limited feeling. So if I walk around barefoot, it feels like I'm stepping on glass. So yeah. And now this just kind of amplifies that. I'm like, what the hell? Like I didn't feel it. Like any other person would have felt a fucking water blister that big.
It feels somewhat natural though.
it feels like I think it was my shoes. I think my shoes are pinching my feet and my toe was rubbing against my other toe.
I didn't know if you, because you wear toe rings normally.
I took it off.
Yeah, I didn't know if that rubbed it.
I've walked with that thing
I know.
forever.
I know. That's the one thing I was like, that doesn't sound right.
No, and I could tell my shoe was kind of uncomfortable just on this foot. I'm like, damn, but I can't tell the extent of how uncomfortable it was
until it's too late.
Until it was too late. I was like, oh shit.
Let me tell you about her neuropathy and her fingertips and her toes. We went to 54th Street for dinner one night before a movie. It was me, her, and our oldest boy. This is years ago. And she got fajitas, so it come out on the sizzling plate. And the lady goes, "Don't touch the plate. It's hot." And she goes, "I wonder how hot it is." And then sticks her finger on it and stares at me and Colton. She goes, "How hot is this?" I went, "What do you mean?" And I looked down and she has her finger on. I'm like, "I can smell your flesh burning. Stop that." We're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she had to peel her finger off of it. She was like, "I didn't feel any of that." I'm like, "Well, that's fantastic. That's good. Awesome."
It's worse than my feet, though.
Yeah. So this shit's no joke. So, some of the neuropathy.
I completely forgot earlier this week. I'm in the garage right now of the house up in Grayson, and I was climbing up on a bunch of shit. We have stuff piled up probably 8 feet or so. And I was climbing on a bunch of shit trying to find like some vape juice that was left over from the house. And
Of all things.
Yep. Yeah. Just I was looking for some vape juice. That's all. And completely ate shit and fell off of everything. Just tumbled down a mountain of boxes, landed on my side on a giant picture frame. Like, oh my God.
Like,
it was a bad one.
Emotional damage.
Like, for vape juice, out of all things, vape juice.
Yeah, I got a hole in my leg right now from it.
Oh, you're a dummy. So, moving on. You know what? All the nice things I said to you ruined in 30 seconds. Within, just for vape juice.
Yeah.
Out of all things, you fell and tumbled for vape juice.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, moving on with our walks before my wife got her blister this week. So, I also started taking the big dumb animals, our dogs, for walks. Just a lap around the block.
I saw that. Yeah.
Just to start, finally decided to be a good dog owner and take them for walks. They're just not for petting and guarding my house. So
they're just to preface, they are kind of lazy dogs. They don't get upset at all by not going on walks.
Oh no. They run around outside, but they have a big backyard they play in. It's not like they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So me and my wife take the dogs together for the first time. Usually I would take one and then come back and take the other one, or I'd take both at the same time, which is a nightmare with the big black one. Yes, she's a Great Dane. Yes, she is black, and that's why I say that. So don't come at me with that shit. So me and her are walking. And we are coming down the hill, and we can see our house. Yeah. Out of the corner of my eye, I see something leap from the crown of the house that we are walking in front of. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it kind of startled me. A squirrel leaped off the fucking house and decided to land 5 feet in front of Rosie, our Great Dane. Thank
God.
Hey,
yeah.
I was in the middle of going like this and handing the leash of hers to my wife, to the tots. And she was in the middle of grabbing it. Thank God I seen the squirrel and didn't hand her the leash, because our week could have started off very bad. Because Rosie would have drug her down the fucking hill without thinking twice. And luckily I grabbed her and snatched that. Like, I seen the squirrel, and luckily it took Rosie a half a second to realize what it was, and long enough for me to do one of these moves with the leash, like the wrap and lift with the leash, because she was gone. I'm talking gone, and that is not a small dog. That's 120 pounds of muscle just at full gallop from 0 to 100. But ladies and gentlemen, it looked like she got shot out of a cannon after this squirrel. And I was like, nope. And she was like, what the fuck? I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, thank God I didn't hand you that leash at that moment in time.
Just launched.
I'm talking, you would have been drugged down the hill without thinking twice.
I know.
That would have been a hospital trip.
Yeah.
That would have been a very bad hospital trip. Like road rash. She would have looked like the Terminator in T2 when he get like drugged down his face down the highway for a minute. That's what she would have looked like. I mean, it was
just the way you said
bad.
Hospital trip for falling down the hill. If I'm just imagining them being like, so did you push her down the hill?
Listen, I've already been accused because of Rosie. She fell into the fire, like what, on the floor or the fireplace?
On the patio.
Oh, yeah.
On the patio. Yeah, she
Yup.
fell on the patio and got a black eye from Rosie. And people like,
I remember that. Yeah.
what was your store manager or one of your managers like pulled her in the
I
office?
had to
and
work
was like,
that night.
one of the managers pulled in the office.
That was
and went,
like almost exactly a year. Yeah.
hey, yeah.
That was
No, it was a long time ago. This was years ago. It was a couple years back.
There was one last year where you got
Did you get dumped?
up, like she got under you and
Yeah.
gave you some shit, I thought.
No, yeah. So there's been a couple incidences with Rosie and my wife.
One like almost exactly a year ago.
Might be. It's usually about this time of the year when Rosie
Because it was
usually
either
upends my
right
wife.
before 4th of July or right after. That's
Might have
funny.
been right,
I
right
think-
before.
I think it might have been
don't know.
right before, something like that. But yeah. But no, she got like her manager called the office like, hey, we know who your husband. We know your husband. Does he beat you? And she was like, he would never touch me. Like he would never do that. Ever. And-
You wouldn't be alive if you
Yeah.
did.
So like, yeah, like he
Yeah.
would
Oh.
he
you,
no.
Yeah.
she was like, no, like you guys, I don't know what rumor you heard about him about beating women, but that ain't it. She was like, that's the farthest. And she was like, plus I'd kill him. Everyone went, she was,
She's
this is
just
my
like,
dog.
no, I wouldn't be allowed at work anymore if he did that.
And she goes, everyone's like, oh, my dog did it. Like, seriously. If you see a woman with a black eye, I'm like, oh, my dog did it. Yeah, okay, your husband beat you, got it. Or your partner beat you.
I had
Okay.
to explain the fact that it wasn't just a dog; it was a giant dog.
Dude, that dog leaped.
My
thank God.
dog did it, and it's a little Yorkie.
I've been on vacation this week. I've been a lazy bum. Besides my walks, I haven't done much of anything.
Yeah. It's been kind of nice.
Good on you.
You deserve it. So
I did hear or found out some pretty fucked up, devastating news this week, though. My tattoo artist, the one that was working on my mom's piece, the one that's done work for you and
Yep,
you and I both.
she's done this tattoo here,
Um,
and she's done the one with mom.
Well, she did that one on,
Oh, yeah,
on
and
that
she did-
side, and then she did my mom's. That's not done. She passed away.
Yeah.
Like suddenly, and we don't know how, why.
Just yeah.
Just gone.
So rest.
yeah.
Like we loved her. She was such a sweetheart.
That was kind of rough to take, like, because I don't know. I mean, yeah, you only knew her from that, but still,
Oh
So-
yeah.
That's sucks and tragic.
Damn.
That is sucks. Tragic.
Trying to see when the service is, or
It's
this
Friday-
this coming
Saturday?
Friday. This coming Friday.
it's the 10th.
Yeah. So this coming Friday. This coming Friday it is. So you gonna go up there?
I think we should just pop in
I think,
and
yeah.
do like the same thing everyone did with Eddie. Walk
Yeah,
around.
walk
like,
in.
Okay, bye. Yep.
that
sign
was
book.
that was kind of my thought.
I
what
think
was
it-
asking
I would
of,
not
like,
stay
if you guys
because
were
I
gone, or if
I didn't know her outside of being a client,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
it was announced.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
through
say.
the
If it was just kind of not the place for you guys, or what.
I would go just to pay respect, because like if it
Exactly,
happened that
yeah.
suddenly, and I don't know what happened, and I feel sorry for her family. But she was awesome. So I'd like to just sign the book, go pay respects, and then
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of death.
Yeah. We have
lately,
way
so-
entirely too many passings lately, and she was such a sweetheart. We met her when she did my tattoo. Then she did one for my wife,
She did Maddie's.
and then she did one for our daughter.
Yeah.
And then
She did
And
your Stanley Cup, right?
she did my
Yeah.
Stanley Cup one. That's how we met her.
Yep.
Like she went in and talked to met her
Exactly.
for that, and then was like, "Oh, since you're getting a tattoo, I'm gonna get one as well." And
Yep.
because I really liked her, and I'm like, okay, now I'm not arguing. And then so she got one, and then she started working on. She did one for Maddie, our daughter, and then
She did Maddie's leg, her thigh piece.
yeah, big thigh piece that Maddie did on her 18th birthday, and then she started on that one for mom until this, and that sucks and tragic, and we're starting to hear that and all that crazy madness. So
Yeah.
okay, on to happier times and sadder times.
Yeah.
So earlier this week, last week, we record on Sundays for everyone that doesn't know, and then last week, Kelly Loper, my buddy Kelly Loper, was on the show, and then we end up going live on the YouTube channel for about an hour and a half. So that's up on the YouTube channel. Go check it out. And it was a very interesting.
All of us.
It was,
I think 3 out of 4 of us were quite intoxicated.
I was super high. James and Kelly were pretty much pounding them through the entire podcast that we did prior, and then the entire live podcast. So it was pretty interesting. 2 things came out of that out of that joint hour, that live joint hour. One, I cracked one joke on there that literally froze the room, and probably is going to get us canceled right off the bat. Like it was such a. And I have to give credit because to Giannis Papadis, because he kind of cracked a similar joke in his new stand-up special. And when I went back and I heard, like, I watched his earlier, and then I went back and listened to that joke. I went, man, that sounds very similar. And I went, it's similar to it. So I don't want to say I ripped it off from him, but it's similar to his enough where I'll have to throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? Go look at Giannis's. But it was pretty fucking good. I think it's a very well placed joke. Don't you think, James? I don't, man. I'm afraid
Everyone
to
else
say
went quiet, and I just kind of had to stare off and be like, that was a good one. I can't argue.
I don't want to say it on here because it will get us canceled pretty quickly.
No, you can't do it on
Go find it. Go find it. It's funny. It's a good one. I think it's great. Number 2 that came out of that, though. I think I'm an okay parent. I think I've done okay with parenting.
Not babysitting.
And babysitting. And I think I'm including that. And here's why. And don't you you're already judging. And now, now you're making me question what I was about to say. I was going to give you a compliment.
Me?
No, James and you and myself. Okay. Will you guys just, before the judgmental eyes, let this one eat and let me walk with it for a minute, okay?
Yeah.
So
right.
James told the story of me taking on the live podcast about me taking him to the tattoo convention when he was 4. They pretty much tore me up. Bill and Kelly pretty much tore me apart on my parenting skills. And I'm like, this is not true. Look how well my kid, I'm like, my wife did a fantastic job with my 3, and I've helped kind of with the 3, and they are very well adjusted and very easygoing and outgoing people where adults are becoming very well adjusted and adults. I'm like, and so is James. I'm like, James is very accepting to other people, very well adjusted. I'm like, and I think I had a little bit of part to do with that because of the wild shit that I probably subjected them to a little too early. Now, am I saying my methods are the right way at parenting and doing things? No, not even close. But I will say that because of my foolishness and my shenanigans, as we will say, I think I've done a very well job, or done an okay job of helping raise well-adjusted people. Do you not say? Because I was getting shit on not only by Kelly Loper and Bill Sheets earlier this week, but Carter had 2 of his friends here, and they were kind of shitting on Carter and how I just make fun of them, and everyone knows where I stand. I'm like, but hey, look at Cartman. He's well adjusted. You know where he stands. He's not afraid of anything. And he does. I'm like, but you two are too afraid to go talk to girls. Good job, guys. And I went, so go ahead and make fun of Carter all you want. But I think Carter's the most well-adjusted and very accepting. I'm like, just like James, just like Colton, and just like Maddie, and just like my other nieces and nephews, that I kind of had a small piece of helping raise. And I think I am okay with doing that. And you guys making fun of me, at least I didn't tell my 4-year-old son that fuck shit was a Spanish word this week. Yeah,
Kelly.
that happened. Oh, yeah. Because he was watching Ozark in front of his 4-year-old, and his 4-year-old, and someone said, fuck shit. And his son thought it was a compound word and not 2 words, and went, hey, daddy, what's fuck shit? And he went, that's Spanish. Don't worry about it. Here's the bad thing, ladies and gentlemen, with that situation. This kid goes to preschool, and they teach him Spanish at this preschool. How soon do you think someone's going to get a phone call going, I want to know what fuck shit means in Spanish?
I say just take him to a Mexican restaurant and just see what happens. It's like the Josh Wolf bit of taking his son over the border and being like, to prove that they were American, he had his son speak Spanish at the border to the border officer, and he was just, and the border officer was like, you're good, go
on, you're good. So you see what I'm saying? I think I've done okay. Do you not say? As if, I've done okay. I'm not great. I'm not perfect.
Why were they making fun of Carter?
The two here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were just shitting with Carter because, well, the one who's quiet and awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carter was giving him shit for who he's talking to, and they were kind of, they were just chirping back at each other, just having fun. And, and I happen to be just sitting here because, well, it's my man cave, and I just happen to chirp back at them. I think and they're like, yeah, Carter is pretty well adjusted and outgoing, and yeah, thanks. We've done all right. Mostly her. It's all her. Let's be honest. I'm the example of what not to do. And just remember, that's not a bad example. Just saying. There's no such thing as a bad example. Yeah, like, don't do that.
I don't think that was made clear to me when I was younger.
We tried. We have tried. We have tried.
At least I didn't get my name tattooed on me, so I'd never forget it.
Well, I got my last. It's true too. So
I never understood that, but
yeah. Here's my thing. So here's another thing about parenting. If you can quote the movie The Rock and use it as a parenting tool, you're winning as a parent. Because the shy and awkward one who was here last night is shy and out. He's a good kid. He really is he's a great kid.
Yeah.
He is a good kid. I like him. He's a super nice kid. He's just shy and awkward because, he just doesn't have that personality yet. He's still trying to find it. He's still trying to find his voice. He's going to get there, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it in him. You know what I mean? Like, he's just that shy and awkward kid. I'm like, dude, go and talk to a stranger and go get a stranger Snapchat. Go get a different girl that doesn't go to your school's Snapchat.
Yeah, right.
Something, go do that. And when he was leaving, he goes, I'll try. Dude, I'm going to try. That's his, I'm going to try. I promise, dude, I'm going to try. I'm like, you ever seen the movie The Rock? And he's like, no. I'm like, Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, fantastic movie. You should go watch it.
Yeah.
Ed Harris, it's awesome. They take over Alcatraz. It's
I've
Michael
seen it,
Bay. It's a lovely movie. It's awesome. It's one of my favorites. It was like when Nick Cage was at his highlight. You know what I mean? Face Off. That was one of those.
I've
movies.
seen The Rock.
Con
I
Air.
was just like, I'm just imagining the kid just being like, no, what's that?
He goes, no, I don't know what The Rock is. I'm like, yes, this is. I'm like, go see this movie. It's fantastic. And he goes, okay. Why? I'm like, because there's a quote in that movie that works in your situation right now. I'm like, you know why? I'm like, you know what the difference between winners and losers are? He goes, what's that? I'm like, losers go home and tell everyone how they tried their best. I'm like, winners go home and fuck the prom queen. Have a good night, buddy. And fucking, it was like stoned, and Carter was laughing like out the garage, dying laughing. He goes, and that's why. He goes, yep, and that's my stepdad. Let's get the fuck out. Like, okay. And this kid was just like, I cannot believe that you just dropped that line on me. And he was like, I think it like he was starting to math, like he was trying to do math in his head. Is like, losers go home and complain about how they always try their best. Winners, holy shit, got it. I think so. I'm winning, man. I'm winning. Winning at the parent thing. Just saying. So I almost went over the line this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Shock.
Almost went over the line. So I get up Tuesday morning. Well, no, I'm sorry. When was the second? The first was Wednesday, Thursday morning. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? Don't matter. One of those days. And I go into my walk. And I make a right on my house, on my street, and I go by my neighborhood, and then I come back around into the front of my house. As I'm coming around the front of my house, I see a nice rut in my yard from where my neighbor's sump pump and my sump pump come out. It's kind of wet always there.
Yeah.
And there's a nice rut from someone driving into my yard to flip a Yui in front of my house. Now, if Colton's car was there, they wouldn't have been able to do that. I mean, it was almost down to the front. It's what about 8 feet? Like, it's a pretty, like 8 feet, 2-tire rut.
Long, not wide.
Long. Well, 2-tire, like 2-tire, like, you know, you can see 2 tires went into it. You know what I mean? Like front and pass back tire went into it. And it's tire width. And I'm like, motherfucker. So I come back around. I see it again. Like, I'm like, God damn it. So I pass it, come back around the second time, and I am getting more and more mad as I'm on my walk. On my walk, I go, I'm going to put a fucking spike strip in there. I'm going to go home, measure out a board. I'm going to fucking drill some fucking screws into it. I'm going to bury it. I'm like, so 2 people, I'm like, someone's going to end up with 2 flat tires, and I'm going to fucking laugh my ass off. I can't. This is how mad I was because I work on our yard. I am a dad. I am that dad.
Yeah.
I work on my yard very hard to make it look nice. Kind of angers me when that shit happens. Can't have nice fucking things because other people got to fuck up my shit. I'm like, I'm going to put a fucking spike strip in there. I got a board. I went out. I walked. 40 minutes later, I came home, measured it out, got a board, got the screws halfway done putting screws all the way halfway to this board. Before I stopped, I went, I should probably call the police and ask them about this to see if this is against the law. So I called. I
wouldn't have.
I'm glad I did, and I'm gonna get into it here in a second. So I called our local police department. They're like, "Are you fucking nuts? What if a kid falls in there?" I'm like, "When's the last time you've seen a kid in the neighborhood riding a bike?" And they're like, I'm like, "Yeah, exactly." I'm like, "They don't ride bikes in neighborhoods." I'm like, "They play video games." I'm like, "To each their own." I'm like, "They go to the park to ride a bike now," which is, I don't know, weird. I used to ride my bike to the park, but okay.
Yeah,
times have changed. Huh?
I used to ride my bike to the skate park or to the park to ride my skateboard.
Yeah. So, whatever, to each their own. This is how it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's like, "You can't do it." And he goes, I'm like, "What if I post signs that said warning spike strip?" I'm like, "If you jump in my yard and fuck with my dog, I have beware of dog signs." I'm like, "That's on you. You know, dummy. Unless you're illiterate, that means you probably played middle linebacker for Auburn University at one time." Like, so I'm going back and forth with this somebody. I don't know his name. Don't care. I'm like, I know. I get it.
Yeah.
The law is written for the ignorant. Okay. You can't booby trap shit. You can't protect your shit without, a lawsuit. Got it. So I find some railroad ties from the leftover wall that the person who owned the house before us put in.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally put the railroad ties in front of my house. I'm like, I could put spike decoratives in there, like Gothic decorating. And that way, it seems nice, but I just put the railroad ties in. And I'm just like, fuck it. Here's why I'm glad I stopped and I did it. I'm pretty sure I would have went up for a hate crime. And here's why. The people who live next door to us are not from this country. They are immigrants. This is the first.
Yep. Yeah.
They are from the Middle East. I will just go with that. Don't know where. Don't know. He's just a very nice guy. The family's nice, except for the son, who I have ill will towards because he tried to fuck with our dogs and doesn't want to fucking look me in the eye. But that's neither here nor there. It was his daughter, who no longer lives with them, that came over and did it, because the next day she parked like 8 feet away from the fucking curb and had mud on the side of her car from when she rutted in my yard. And she was there the day before. And I'm like, oh my God, if it would have been her, I'm pretty sure they would have called the cops and I would have gone to jail for a hate crime, thinking I sabotaged them. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I was like halfway through. And I went like this. I walked up to my neighbor, and I'm like, my other neighbor I talked to, I'm like, I'm really glad.
Yeah.
And I seen her try to flip the Yui in front of the house, trying not to hit the railroad ties now. And I was like, and my neighbor goes, you think? I'm like, I have 100% feeling that was her. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't put the spikes in. He was like, oh, you would have gone to jail for a hate crime. He goes, they would have strung you up without thinking twice for that. They would have tried to figure out a sabotage. I'm like, oh, thank God I dodged that bullet. Thank God I just went with the railroad ties, ladies and gentlemen. And I calmed down, but I was pretty pissed because I like my shit to be nice. I work very hard to keep my shit nice. Is it the best? No. Does it look the greatest? No, but I work very hard to keep it and maintain it the way it is, and that is why. So
I don't think I would have changed my mind.
See, I'm glad I here, and no bullshit. I think of my friends, and I think of some of my friends and some of the situations that they're in their life right now, and I go, this is how they ended up there. I need to stop. I need to take a step back and go, okay, how does a rational person think like this? Not a person that, well, who's me? Okay. Like, no, someone who doesn't think on a playing field as I do. And then I go, okay, let me back up for a minute. And so I called and probably gave someone at the police dispatch a funny story. They're like, you're not going to believe this fucking story. This guy called to ask if they could put a spike strip in their yard. Like, it was me. It was me. So, hi, it was me. All right.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would have stopped myself.
Yeah. All right. One last crazy ass thing this week.
What'd you do?
I did not do it. I have a question. My wife's going to already know this story. How much would you pay for your pet to get better? Like, if your dog, like, what's the cap number? Like, say you have a dog who's like, I don't know, 6 years old, middle age, 5, 6 year old for a dog, and it comes down with a tumor, and they're like, hey, it's a 50-50 shot if we remove the tumor that the dog will survive, but it's going to cost you, I don't know, $1,000 to get this tumor removed. Would you take that risk?
So from personal experience, had the money set aside to help a dog out and everything, but it was going to take down their quality of life. So we just kept them comfortable and continued until we couldn't.
That's what I would do as well.
For me, it's if they're going to be uncomfortable, it's going to add stress to them. That's my biggest thing. If it's I have 3 days or I have a few months, that becomes less of a question. Mm-hmm. But it was pretty much the same amount of time on our decision. So I decided to be comfortable.
Now, I'm using a dog for example because we all love dogs. You know what I mean? If God forbid, one of them come out with a tumor and they're like, hey, it's going to cost you, I'd be like, okay, I want to take my dog home. I'm going to give my dog the best life that it possibly has until it's time for me to walk in and have to make that terrible decision. You know what I mean? To put my dog down. Same way with the cat. I'd get it. What if it was, I don't know, say a rodent, like a rat? How much money would you spend to get a tumor removed from a rat?
So I've heard of fish surgery even.
I've heard of this. I've heard of all this. I went down a rabbit hole the other day when someone told me what happened. And I was just like, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast. Is this okay? And this person was like, go ahead. You can tell this story. And I went, okay.
So I think personally, I'd just get a new rat. But say this is Maddie when she's a child, and this rat is the fucking world to her and all this. What's your decision on that?
I have a pellet gun, and Maddie is going to go to school one day, and I'm going to be like, oh, the rat didn't make it.
And that's where your parenting thing that you just came up with earlier, I'm taking that shit back.
And listen, I will dress the rat where it doesn't look like I fucking double tapped it in the back of the head. Okay. Execution style.
Nope, too late.
All right. And I am going to have a nice funeral and bury it with my daughter and have that closure for her.
How much did the surgery on the rat cost?
For a $3 rat, someone spent almost $1,000 to have some tumors removed from it. I'm going to let that one eat, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to sit here and think about that. There is a person out there that just spent $1,000 to get a tumor removed from a fucking rat. Can you believe this?
Is a ferret different in your head?
No, it's a rodent. No, listen, a dog is the closest thing that I will be connected to are my dogs. If I'm not spending $1,000 on my dog, depending on the surgery and the tumor, if they told me like, hey, it's going to be $1,000 just to get this lump removed, and I'm like, listen, my dogs are my best friends. Whiskey Mo is my homie. Like that dog hangs out with me usually right here. Where's he at? Over the futon? Yeah, I know where he's at all times. He's usually right next to me. You know what I mean? He's my homie. He's my boy. They told me something bad like that. I was like, me and Whiskey are going to go have a fucking great time for the next, 6 months until he goes drastically downhill. And then I'm going to walk him in here and be like, all right, buddy, I love you more than anything, but we're going to,
yeah, this ain't going to be fun anymore.
Because I don't want you to suffer at all. That's how I'm going to look at it. But for a fucking rat, you spent $1,000. There's a person out there that spent $1,000 on a rat, ladies and gentlemen, a fucking rat.
It's the whole pet thing. Like,
it's still a rat.
Not to that person though.
It's a rat.
Not to that person.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I get it's not a rat to that person, but someone needs to walk up to that person and be like, hey, you spent $3 on a rat. That's made it longer than most rats. Sooner or later, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not like, listen, these people are millionaires. These are common folks. It's not like they had the $1,000 to blow to begin with.
You know it died, right?
Huh?
You know it died, right?
Did it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like, did not know that, but geez. You spent dude, that's $1,000 down the drain. You know what you can do with $1,000?
I do, yes.
See what I'm saying? That's what money you ain't getting back. $1,000.
Doesn't rat die because of the procedure?
Complications. I'm literally trying not to lose it right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. Okay. Okay. Did it? Oh, boo-hoo. Like,
it happened.
It did happen. And I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. I'm literally not. I get people get addicted or attached to things. You gave a rat, the Queen of England's fucking quality of life to that thing. Okay. Just $1,000. I can't $1,000. Next time you want to blow $1,000, like by, I don't know, spending on a fucking rat, do me a favor. Just give it to me. Send it to lostlosers@gmail or Lost Losers. We have Venmo. We're easy to find. Lost Losers Podcast. Like, just send that money our way, okay? For fuck's sakes. All right. Okay. I got a couple of clips I'm gonna go into before we get into the news. All right. James, you went to some sort of fucking amusement park last week or a week ago. Or
Cedar
like
Point. Cedar Point, yeah. Cedar Point.
Yeah. Would you ride this ride?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going with hell nah.
I'm gonna say yes so far.
No, there's no way I'm riding this ride.
So it's a G-force.
It's a gyro, basically. You're riding a gyro. If you don't know what a gyro is, look it up. It's not the Euro, the fucking thing. It's basically you're riding a gyro. That's what the gyro machine is.
Awesome.
You're going upside down, left and right, and twisting, twirly, twirly. What the hell? That struck out again? All at the same time. There's no ride.
Yeah, I'd go on that.
There's no way I'm riding that.
I probably would.
Would you?
Oh yeah.
I don't.
My girlfriend would love that. She likes spinny rides and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like,
I would get really nauseous from that. I don't think I would throw up, but no, those rides do fuck with me. I would like to see what that feels like though.
Nope, I'm out. I'm done.
I think I would be totally fine with that.
Ugh. No.
And some of those spinny ones really fucked me up though. And the entire time at Cedar Point, I was my meal the entire time we were there was beer.
Mm.
That was 90% of the calories I had. So
Good job, James. Good job.
it was a struggle after some of the rides of like, oh shit.
Oh, just all that washy feeling, like all the liquid
yeah.
bouncing back and forth. Ugh. All right. On to the next. Check out this awesome gymnastics move. Talented.
Uh-oh.
This is how you win the judges over.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
Don't worry, she just fell out of her pants, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not watching. She did.
I thought that was going onto her head, and I was
No,
like, oh, shit.
I do have one of those similar to that, but no, I don't. I didn't do that one. Nope, just a lady falling out of her pants. It's fine. It's fine. So, all right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Dun, dun, dun.
let's get into some news, shall we? Oh, I don't have my fucking. I don't even have the news up. Let's go to Thailand. Let's get into the news, where one fisherman just seemed to have a crazy fucking accident. So a fisherman in Thailand, I guess he was diving fishing or spear fishing or doing something like that. Dived down and came up for air at the same time as a anabas fish was jumping out of the water and landed in his mouth.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's not the scary part. The scary part is when the 5-inch fucking fish decided to squirm down his throat and lodge
Oh.
itself there.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. No, he's fine. Don't worry. The little spiny fishy, he got to the hospital. They were able to remove it. It took an hour for doctors to remove this fish from this guy's throat.
Oh, Jesus.
Look here, like the X-ray. Where's the X-ray? Is the X-ray down here? There it is. Check out this fucking X-ray. I love
just
doing
can't
X-rays.
fucking imagine it. How bad is it?
Dude, it looks like it almost went up into his like sinus cavity.
Huh?
Yeah. So there's the fish. Right there. So it went in. I guess it squirmed up. They got it to move. They got it out. He survived. What are the fucking chances of them getting like this dude coming out of the water for air and a fish going boop in his mouth? Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen.
Not even just like stuck in his throat. Gets stuck in his skull.
Yeah. Don't worry. You think that's the craziest thing? Back in March in Thailand, a guy was fucking swimming and got stuck in the fucking neck by a needlefish. I think I'm going to stay out of the waters of Thailand.
I don't think I'm going to go. I'm good.
So look, like, I guess you want to see the fish that they pull out of this guy's throat.
Where's the rest of it?
I guess they had to take it out in pieces, and this was just the whole piece.
I think Thailand is the most likely place I'd visit in China.
Yeah. So look at that.
Oh,
So it's the Anabas is a spiny fish, so it had like thorns and shit.
yep, down its back.
Ow. Anything?
But yeah, Thailand is the only free province of China.
Hey man, let's not talk about that. That's how we get canceled right off the bat. Remember,
That's a new way to have some sushi.
dude? That's the freshest sushi you're ever gonna get. That's some fish jumping in your mouth.
I feel like that's the old school way of eating sushi.
No.
Like, is that like probably in Thailand? That's probably like a rite of passage over there. You
It's
must catch
yeah,
fish
you
in
get
mouth.
presented with a pool and you have to go swim around until something jumps down your throat.
Just swim around until something jumps down your throat.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is.
And it's just a rite of passage.
Might be a dildo, might be
Might be a dodo. Might be a what?
yep.
Oh, James.
Fleshlight did a sponsorship with Stranger Things to make a Demogorgon fleshlight.
Did they really?
I think it was a joke, but they did post some advertisements of.
Have you watched the new season yet?
No, I've only watched the first episode of season 1.
Oh.
Nice. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our favorite entrepreneur is back in the news again.
Fart lady?
90 Day Fiance, Stephanie Matto, better known as the lady who sold her farts in a jar. Ladies and gentlemen, she had to give up that racket, if you remember, because of her diet, because she thought she gave herself a heart attack.
Yeah, she was having heart problems. Yeah.
She's back with a new business for the summertime men.
Bathwater?
Nope. She is selling her boob sweat. Yes, she is. She is selling her boob sweat.
I'm just thinking of Preston Lacey.
Why Preston Late?
The sweatsuit cocktail.
Yep.
Oh,
Got it.
That's all I can think of.
Her reasoning.
They just sound it's so gross.
Hold on.
Ugh.
I hate being a male.
You want to hear what
you want to hear? Spending money on this.
You want to hear what she has to say about this?
I hope it's about how deprived men are.
It's going to be hot girl summer, and my boobs are sweating. So why not bottle it?
Jesus Christ.
There's more.
People like you are why there's Nazis.
Why her? By me?
Her.
Oh, no, not like me. It gets better, ladies and gentlemen. I have so much more information for you on this, and then I'll open up the floor for questions and comments. Okay. So the Connecticut lady of Miss Motto, yes, she is from Connecticut. I don't know why I just brought that in because
Is this legal?
I'm guessing so. I don't know. I mean, you can't sell your urine or your feces.
And there was a girl about a year or so ago that sold her own bath water, and she got in some trouble for it because people were getting sick from drinking it.
Okay, well, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
boy.
she's putting a warning on there that don't drink. Okay, so Miss Motto says it takes about 15 minutes to produce 1 jar of her boob sweat for sale.
How much is it selling for?
I will get to there in a minute. Calm down.
Sorry. Yep.
I told you I'm going to give you all the information, and I'll open the floor for comments and questions.
Yep. Sorry.
She says sitting by the pool is one of her favorite things to do, but don't be wrong, it's hard work. Don't be fooled. She goes, I have great breasts, so I might as well let my fans get to them as close as possible by bottling my sweat, my boob sweat. She calls herself a human maple tree, and she is just collecting her syrup or her sap. She says when it's warm enough, in one day of sitting by the pool, she can get enough sweat for her to get 10 bottles of boob sweat. Now she is selling this on her adult website of Unfiltered for a mere $500 a piece.
$5,000.
$500 a piece.
Yes, I'm saying one day of sitting by the pool, you're making $5,000.
Yes. Yes.
Why was I not born a woman?
So, what do you think of Miss Motto and her? First
Do
of
I
all,
start going and put myself into swimming competitions?
I got a question. Yeah, that's
That
one way
really
to do it.
That really stopped you.
Well,
You completely like.
I was going to go one way, and then I went, nope. Take the easy way, John, because if you go the hard one, you're going to open up for a lot of jokes, and you are going to get a lot of hate mail. To the 50 people that listen to this podcast a week, which I greatly fucking appreciate. Please go sign up for our Patreon, though. I just had to take the easy way out. But yes, you can go from the 465th ranked male to number 1 if you try to. But
Yeah.
my question was, if you might as well start selling your ball sweat.
I don't think there's quite as much of a market.
Yeah.
You never know. There might be a market
If
for
I
the
start
Famunda
like
cheese.
collecting the Famunda cheese, I might be able to, but
The Famunda cheese might be the way to go. So, first of all, hats
start
off.
selling grilled cheese. Extra protein grilled cheese.
Ooh,
I found the title of the podcast this week. Start selling grilled cheese.
The puddle.
Or the podcast this week. Whatever. I'm stroking. You guys are fine. It's fine.
It's like the special weshy. It's the potty waddy.
Yep. I still can't get over $500 a piece for this girl's fucking boob sweat.
What kind of guy is out there paying $500 for some chick's tit sweat?
That doesn't surprise me. Like, that's the part that does not surprise me, Andrea. That's the part that I'm like, yeah, obviously there's a guy that'll do that. But it makes me upset that I'm like, yeah, obviously there's a guy that'll do that.
I think that's fucking gross.
Yeah, it's fucking nasty. But
there's people like Jared from Subway, though. And I'm pretty damn sure I'd be willing to put money on that there's more men like that than women.
I don't knock it. I bet there's a whole bunch of the I bet you there's a ton of women that might find her boob sweat very nice. I bet there is a niche market out there for. And I don't know why.
Do you think these are
nope? Listen,
lunch lady looking men or
what? Listen,
wait, lunch lady looking women?
Stop!
Or...
I'm going to date myself right now, and I'm going to give some time context of what I am thinking in my head, so I can paint this fucking picture. Okay. Has anybody remembered the movie Bachelor Party with Tom Hanks from the 80s?
I remember, but I haven't seen it in.
There is a scene in there where a middle-aged housewife walks in a room full of Japanese businessmen, and she's like, and their underwear. That's what I picture. That's who I picture buying the boob sweat, is the Japanese businessman who doesn't get to see hot blondes with nice tits. That's who I see, and there's probably a huge market of men over in Asia that are probably buying that. That's who I see. And that's the reason why I want to give that some context, is because that's what I pictured in my head. And I don't want y'all think I'm just fucking being racist. It's the stereotype with the shit that I grew up with. Okay. Blame Hollywood.
With my generation of that demographic, it makes even more sense. Like, I think it's under 50% of my generation in Japan that has sex on a regular basis. Like, the majority of people just work and do not get laid in my generation in Japan.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
That's why I said, that's who I pictured buying this. That's who I picture that's buying all this shit.
Okay, so I could walk 4 miles, run 4 miles, whatever, and not have enough jars of boob sweat. Like, seriously?
Yeah. You got nice tits. Sell your boob sweat.
I don't know what I'd have to do to get that much boob sweat.
Oh,
she lays out by the sun.
Okay, if I lay out in the sun, do they get sweaty? Yeah. Do they get sweaty enough to produce jars full of shit?
I don't know how.
No.
So I think she's just doing like, here. Let me.
What's the collection process? Like, do you just sit cups under your nips and just let it drip?
So. So she's literally selling like small little vials of.
I don't have to white people anymore.
Just
like
small vials.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, it's just little, but that's $500. That's like spending $1,000 on a fucking rat. You get 2 jars of boob sweat for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's just
maybe she'll do 3 for 2.
Stop it. Stop it. All right. We're moving on. We're getting away from boob sweat. Now let's go to. All right. Where Miss Rhonda D. Young, and she is a looker, isn't she, babe?
Ooh.
She is a looker. Seemed to get into a slight argument with her boyfriend, and it seemed to escalate to where Miss Rhonda decided to get into her international commercial vehicle. And for you that don't know what I'm talking about, that would be a tractor trailer, or a tractor of the tractor and trailer, and drive it through their mobile home.
Oh, so she drove a truck through her own house
to try to kill her boyfriend.
But it's her house.
Yep. She is now up on attempted murder and 2 counts of attempted assault.
Through her own house.
Her own mobile home.
I don't understand that, but.
One victim was hospitalized with some injuries. The other 2 came out unscathed. Would everyone like to see what Miss Rhonda looks like? Do you have a picture in your head?
I'm sure.
I think I can. Yeah.
You want to see it?
Look like my ex.
No.
It looks like my ex's mom.
Oh my God! Did you just say that? Yes, she was from Alabama, by the way.
I understand being mad, but I'm not gonna drive a fucking truck through my own house.
Not just a truck,
A tractor,
tractor.
trailer, whatever.
a tractor.
I'm not gonna drive a tractor through my home because I'm mad at you. Might run you over with it, but I'm not gonna run into the house.
I think that's what she was going after.
Well, then why don't you be like, "Hey, come outside"? And then
Listen, I just
Well, the tractor's not very fast either.
yeah, it's not like
So,
yeah.
she had to get the jump on it with the tractor.
He was probably like, "Fuck you, I'm going to bed," and she was like, "You ain't going nowhere, motherfucker," and decided to bulldoze through the house.
You just hear like coming sneaking up on you. It's like Mater tipping fucking.
Oh no,
cars.
maximum overdrive! No, it's like maximum. You know.
I'm just seeing. All I can see is the cows from Cars like tipping themselves over.
I don't even know what to
What a
say.
crazy bitch! What the fuck?
God, Rhonda, thank you for driving your fucking tractor through your fucking mobile home. What makes it better? Does it make it better that it's a mobile home? Or
no,
just like,
I mean,
or are you just like, oh, not surprised, it's fitting.
it's fitting because of where.
Like, first of all, it's in Alabama.
I think the difference between that in my head is that we have a mobile home right now. It's a nicer model. It's basically just a house.
Yeah, I love.
But I know that's not the case for her.
Yeah, exactly.
No. This is a 1972.
I know hers. You can still see the wheels. And
Yeah,
There's no skirting around
there's
it.
no
It's
skirt
like-
around. This thing's seen its better days. There's a couple of leaks in the roof that have been patched over multiple
I think
times.
that's the difference in my head. Is like I don't look down on mobile homes inherently.
No,
No,
I don't look down.
neither
on
I
the
know
road.
what the fuck hers looks like.
Yeah. When they highlight in the story mobile home, it's what you're
That
picturing
bitch
in your
looks
head.
mobile.
It's what you're picturing in your head. Like it is,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know, it's a QAnon person and QAnon fucking saying we never landed on the moon in some trailer park in fucking Alabama that they're cooking meth out of their shed in the back.
Oh god, yeah.
Like
I
this,
think that's the difference in my head is that like you know what the fuck it looks like when they're saying mobile home like that.
yeah. And then to see her, you're like, oh, you haven't showered in, I don't know, this year yet. Like
When the dog doesn't want to sniff you, that's when you shower.
when the dog doesn't want to eat peanut butter off you, you know you got problems. That look right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why I do this podcast. If you just look,
What are you
Go
putting
back
peanut
on
butter
YouTube.
up her pussy or something?
no, but this she's imagining now this lady, she's like, oh my god, like the smells that probably come with her. Just saying.
It's fucking gross.
I know. I just got to take it over the line. All right, last news story.
The necrotizing crotch smell.
Yes, and then last story. Then we got to take a small little break. So, TikTok has officially become the new Catholic confessional booth. I think you used to go to
Basically, yeah.
you used to go to confession and confess all your sins, and now people go on TikTok and tell the world. Okay, congratulations.
I
That's
like
cool.
it.
Yeah, I mean, it gives us something to talk about, and we greatly appreciate that. Now Kendra, who is a stripper / OnlyFans model, has gone to TikTok to tell her story. I don't know what state it was from, but because it didn't say, but I'm pretty sure it's because Miss
Florida so
Miss
far.
Kendra was working one night at her establishment and was doing her thing and working a bachelor party before she realized it was her brother's bachelor party.
Okay.
Now,
So her family doesn't know she's a dancer.
I don't
guessing.
know. I don't know. She put on TikTok a video of her like the one time that I worked my brother's bachelor party and didn't know it until I was already naked. So that set off a debate on TikTok.
Which is?
That's a
Do
fucking
you
good
believe
one.
her or not?
I don't know.
do.
I've been to
I can
strip
see that
clubs.
happening 100%.
I could see it happening 100%. But then again, that means your brother did not know you were a stripper, but your family does now.
Or maybe he did and just didn't know she was working that night.
I guess. I am not for sure.
I
But-
don't know. That's just gross to me.
I
What?
feel like almost the majority of dancers don't tell their family though. Like I know
Hey-
for my family it would be totally fine, but I get for
Some
a lot
families,
of
yeah.
families it wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. Again, for a lot of families, it wouldn't. Here's my question. Have you ever gone into a strip club and ran into someone that worked there that you've known?
No.
No.
It's weird. It's very weird. It's
I
very
don't think I'll ever have that experience just
Yeah, because
because
you-
I'm not gonna live in
yeah,
those
because
areas.
you've moved around so much. Same with you. Me, on the other hand, I've had that happen. And that was like, oh, that's happening not once, but 3 times. And actually did happen to me in another state. Walk in and you went, hey, what the fuck are you doing here? I work here. No shit. You don't have any clothes on. Cool. Right on. Interesting.
From school in California, I can see some of those girls seeing them in Vegas eventually.
I know. I think there's
Like I got some friends that I can see being like top of the line dancers.
I want to say there's a girl I went to C school with or I was on the tar with. She's actually in Vegas as a dancer.
Yeah.
When I lived out in San Diego. And I think there's another girl that I went to high school with, another high school in the area that actually is in Vegas as a dancer as well. But that's performance. Like I get that's different. Like walking into a strip club and having a stripper yell your name from the stage is weird.
Oh yeah.
That gives you, that's a like the scratch of the record moment. You're like, what the fuck moment? You didn't know, like, what I do. You're like, how do you know my name? And wait, am I drunk? Like, how drunk am I? You start asking all the questions. You're like, was that my name? How drunk am I? And who should I know that's in here right now? Like, and oh my God, that was a female's voice. Who was it? And then you see, and you're like, oh, would not expect you to be here. Got it. Yeah. It's weird. But working your so I could see this happening. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of strippers get tunnel vision when they're at the work. They're just like, it's just another day. I'm here for work. I'm up here. I got to take my clothes off. Not a big deal. Then most of the time it's dark in there. You know what I mean? So you can't see guy's face off the stage.
I can see most girls doing that. Like if they were put in that situation, I don't see most people paying attention and being like, "Oh, I'm getting off."
Yeah.
Like in my opinion, almost everyone's just gonna keep doing their job and just be like, "Oh,
so do
that's
you
kind of
think?
funny."
So do you think she
even
stopped?
if it was towards the end and you saw it, I think most people would just be like, "I'm gonna get my few more dollars and then whatever."
Yeah. Do you think she might have stopped and went, "Heh, you're my brother. I gotta go."
Hopefully.
Or do you just? Or do you
I think if it was before taking clothes off, if you notice before you take clothes off, I think you still got an out to get off the stage. If you're already naked and then you notice, in my opinion, you don't have an out.
She was already naked.
Yeah, in my opinion,
You're my special friend.
no, you're already far in. Like, make your money. Make your money, laugh at yourself when you get off.
Yeah, you almost have to just sit there. This is just one of those high five moments of like with your brother. You're just like, this is weird.
Well, I'm sure
For
he was
me,
with a
yeah,
bunch of
this-
his friends. So
Oh, dude, do you think his buddies were just like, it's your sister?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They're never living that one down. Because if it's my friends, you're never living that one down.
So I think with Allison would never do anything like that, so I can't really put that on her. But I would say with our family, if I had another sister that was more like me and that happened, I can totally see that just being kind of like, well, that's weird. And then just, that's it. Like, that would be all the fuck it would be for me.
Yeah. So, all right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back.
Yup.
Oh, we are back, and we do have a guest. Our favorite fan, our number one fan, Miss Sissy Johnson, is with us. Miss Sissy, thank you for joining us again.
Absolutely. Glad to do it.
I'm glad you're here. Thank you again for supporting us. We fucking love and adore you. And we are happy that you like strange shit just like us. And I'm happy that you like the jokes about me crapping on your pizza and your state all the time. So I'm so happy. I appreciate it. So, speaking of pizza, obviously we all like pizza here. And everyone watched me do the one chip challenge that one time. And everyone got a good laugh out of that, I hope. I want to know if you all would eat this pizza.
I could tell you right now, no.
If Andrea's saying no already, it must be bad.
So,
Nope.
do you like hot stuff?
Mm-mm.
Depends.
All right. This
Yeah,
guy's
that's a hard no.
Let's try to make the world's spiciest pizza.
so he has jalapenos, looks like some other peppers that he is going to take some other hot summer sausage.
Jalapeno red chili.
Yeah. Hot
Spicy
summer sausage. And he's going to saute this all up.
Oh.
Oh,
He has
fuck,
some Reaper
no.
cheddar cheese that he's
Oh.
grinding. He has some hot
What
ass
is
cheese
that?
that he's grinding.
It said Reapers.
Reaper cheese.
Nope.
Now he's making his dough.
I appreciate the homemade aspect.
I
but,
do appreciate the homemade dough.
So dough is safe.
So
Oh,
there's
no.
hot
Oh.
pizza sauce with some other salsa or hot sauce. The cheese on the pizza.
Did
the
you
sauce.
notice he was covering his face?
Yeah. His
That's 'cause
saute
it's already
mix.
hurting.
More cheese.
Oh
He
yeah,
takes
the
the-
air in the kitchen hurts to breathe in, I'm sure.
He is taking now the one chip challenge and cracking it over the already cooked pizza. I'll let this eat.
That's a nope.
No.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Nope. Don't eat your pizza.
Who's trying it?
Not me. I
Not me.
I saw.
Fuck no.
ingredient. There's no way.
No. Everyone's out.
I just
huh?
got some Carolina Reaper queso dip earlier.
That's different.
That's different.
That's not all that shit together. I would die. What little intestines I have left would just seep through my butt.
Oh yeah, the cheese sauce is pretty damn good. It's a fucking punch to the throat, but it's pretty good. I had some before I started the podcast.
Trip to the hospital for me with my spasms and stuff.
Yeah,
They think I'm having another heart attack. Ugh.
I'm pretty sure that that would wreck you. That pizza would just destroy whatever is in your mouth, throat, and stomach.
I can't even see you trying that.
No, I'm not dumb. I'm stupid, not dumb. There's a difference. And I like to walk that fine
I
line every
would
day, ladies and gentlemen. But
try
no.
it. I know it's gonna fucking suck. I think I would try it. The one chip challenge was the first thing that my asshole was capsaicin like hurting when it came out. Like it felt like I was putting hot sauce directly on my rectum.
Oh, see,
It
nope.
hurt so fucking much.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'll pass.
And we're gonna do the one chip challenge this year. John and I are. So
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, so I'm gonna need to find out if they're out or not. The 2022 edition, I'll do it. So
I'll do it again. But fuck.
if I don't make 100 miles this month on my walk, I'll do it.
I can't.
Yeah, you're out. You're already out.
Physically cannot eat
Yeah,
that.
you can't do either. But
I think I'd be down to do it no matter what, to be honest. But because it gets you high, basically.
yeah, it's numbing. So it is numbing. All right. Sissy, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you like the movie The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Are you a huge Wizard of Oz fan?
Pretty much.
I'm like, I like Wizard of Oz. Like, I like to get stoned and listen to Dark Side of the Moon and watch Wizard of Oz. That's me and Wizard of Oz. But I heard this fan theory and I'm just like, oh, this totally makes sense. So I have to share this fan theory that I have Wizard of Oz. I think you all might enjoy. If you're a Wizard of Oz fan, or if you're just like me and just like to get stoned and, well, listen to Dark Side of the Moon while watching Wizard of Oz.
It's like one of my top 5 movies. Yeah.
So you'll enjoy this, James.
What fan theory do you 100% accept as true? Glinda dropped Dorothy's house on the Wicked Witch of the East, not the tornado, and uses her to gain control of Oz. One of the first things Glinda tells Dorothy is that she killed the witch. They praise her so she'll accept it. And when the Witch of the West comes along, who killed her sister? Dorothy. Glinda then puts the ruby slippers on Dorothy's feet but does not tell her that she can use them to go home. Instead, she sends Dorothy to Oz in possession of objects that a witch would murder her for. Dorothy, being forced into a situation where her only salvation is Oz and her worst enemy is the Queen, inadvertently exposes the Wizard of Oz as a fraud and murders the Witch of the West. Now, who's left to rule Oz? Glinda Feepin, Witch of the North. She used Dorothy as an expendable pawn to gain control of Oz without having to leave her bubble. And when Dorothy is done upheaving the 2 biggest powers in Oz, Glinda sends her home and makes her think it was all a dream.
I can see it.
Nice.
Yeah, I can see that.
100%.
Yep.
Nice.
That's
But
100%.
yeah, like Wizard of Oz, I want to get a giant Wizard of Oz tattoo and a bunch of stuff. Like, yeah, it's one of my top movies.
Yeah, I could see that one. I mean, because growing up watching that as a kid, I was like, really? But yeah, I can see that.
And then rewatching that, like I was kind of stoned about a month ago, rewatching that when I found that theory, and I was rewatching it, listening to Dark Side of the Moon. I'm like, you gave her the shoes right off the bat. All you had to say was like, click 3 times and you can go. You know, and then I'm like, oh, she is a bitch. She used her. Oh, you're not a nice person. You're a bitch. You're a cunt. You use people. That's not very nice.
She was the good witch of the North.
Obviously not that fucking good. She used people. That's not nice.
I played her in a play, in the Wizard of Oz play. I was Glenda.
And this is all starting to come full circle now. Just saying. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Did
Go
you
ahead.
ever get into Wicked and all
No.
that, Andrea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Never seen it. Heard the play was fantastic. So, Sissy, I'm gonna let you make a choice. Married couple, gross, or inbred?
Second one,
Gross. Or
married couple.
Okay.
Still scared now, but
This is a good one. And
Like, you're gonna
James?
go with West Virginia and choose an inbred.
No.
hey,
Oh, Jamie. Now, James, this is something I can find yourself getting into in the future.
Huh.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this was your Reddit story.
I have been sleeping with both partners of a married couple. Neither of them are aware the other is cheating. The wife doesn't know the husband likes men. The wife came on to me first, but I didn't sleep with her out of respect for her husband, till he messaged me on Grindr and I realized they're as bad as each other and I may as well have some fun with it. I even popped the husband's booty hole cherry.
Oh my God.
I might tell them one day, but how the sex is fun.
Which person is me?
The guy telling the Reddit story.
Okay, yeah.
I'm surprised that's not your story.
I've been close to a situation like that.
Sissy? What do you
That's a
think?
fun one.
Sorry, but no.
No?
I think that happens more often than people think.
I think it happens a lot more than more people think.
Oh, I wholeheartedly.
I went to Cedar Point with someone that did this.
I don't think
Like-
I have to
like
worry
here
about
recently?
It happens quite often without people realizing.
I mean,
Yeah, just went to Cedar Point. One of the people I went with had been in this situation. And I'm not exaggerating at all.
and so that might have been his Reddit story, that person's Reddit story.
Could have been.
You're like, hey, I got a question for you. Was that your Reddit? We just did this Reddit story, and I think it might be you. And then report back to us on that. Because now I'm curious, because if we found the person, I would like to know. Like,
that's hilarious.
like, that would be fantastic. Like, I think that would be great. Can you imagine? But like, hey man, we just did this story on our podcast. We found this Reddit story, and this guy took the husband's booty hole and is sleeping with the wife, and they don't know, and it sounds like you. And just to see them go, that moment of let me try to figure it out.
I wonder if he's done it in like the same day and like went ass to mouth.
Oh, Andrea, I can't even. Oh no. No.
I don't know.
What if it was dude ass?
Time out. Hold on. Time out.
Exactly.
Time out. I don't know if I want to be grossed out or really proud that you came up with that joke. I don't know, but hell yeah, ass to mouth. You never go ass to mouth, but I think in this situation, this guy needs to go ass to mouth.
Oh yeah.
Oh
no, he's just pulling a dirty Sanchez or a dirty Weasel.
No, listen. Can you imagine this dude leaving the Motel 6 after fucking ass pounding the husband and getting a text from the wife is like, hey, come on over, and he's just like, okay.
Ew,
and
doesn't shower.
And doesn't shower and she is just so excited to see him. She just greets him with the
I love how you taste.
Fucking huh?
I love how you taste.
Oh my God, why do you just taste like a ho-ho? Like, I don't know, like like what do you say there? Like do you think in this guy's head, in this person's head, like he is just like, this is the greatest, this is an achievement that no one else is unlocking. Like, you get a merit badge that no one else is getting. They were naming a move after you. Ass pound the husband and then don't shower and go get a mouth hug from the wife, not even 20 minutes later. That'd be fucking epic. That is next level.
That's disgusting is what that is.
You brought it up and I am impressed.
I'm just saying.
But this guy, bravo. You know,
definition of dirty weasel.
Please look at what is the definition of dirty weasel.
You want me to do it or is
is that the definition of a dirty weasel?
Never heard of that one.
I never heard of it.
No,
Please
it's
look it up.
whenever
Urban
you're
Dictionary.
fucking a girl in the ass and without announcing or any clean off, you just stick it from ass to puss.
Yeah, ass to mouth. Well, ass to puss. But yeah, that's a dirty weasel. We go ass to mouth. I'm talking about Kevin Smith. We go Kevin Smith references. Ass to mouth. Mallrats. Clerks.
Yo.
Shit like that. Okay. Story number 2. Do we want to do gross or inbred?
Let's go inbred.
Just go ahead and do it.
Get it over with.
Just get it over with. I feel like you act like I saved this story for you.
I think you did.
And you're right. 110% correct on that one. I forgot the second step again. If everyone knows what I'm talking about, you gotta know. All right. Here we go now.
You've ever met. It's not uncommon as a teacher to have students who are a bit behind the curve in certain aspects,
You all might
but
have heard this one. It's kind of an older one.
99.99999% of the time they are keen on something. They might not understand how to identify a noun or what theme is, but they somehow know how to make a mean plate of nachos. You learn pretty quick to not judge fish for their tree climbing ability, you know? I thought this was the rule when I was teaching until I met Kevin. Kevin isn't his real name, but it doesn't matter because he can't spell it anyway. Kevin was a student of mine during my last year of teaching. He came to my classroom with very little to show for his academic past. He had moved a few times and thus was missing a lot of typical test scores that we used to try and ballpark their ability. Don't worry, it was a ballpark. We didn't make major decisions until we actually had a chance to talk and work with a student for a bit. I thought that's fine. I'll just do some one-on-one with Kevin and see what's up. One-on-one with Kevin was like conversing with someone who'd forgotten everything in a freak, if not impossible, amnesia incident. There was no evidence that he had learned anything past the second grade, and now he was in 9th grade. Flabbergasted, I figured we needed to get more serious with this. If he was going to be in my class, I needed to know why and how. I decided to meet with him, his guidance counselor, his parents, and another teacher to see what was really going on. This is where it all became clear. It was by some incredible fluke that his family hadn't been wiped off the face of the earth years ago. Odds are his entire heritage was based on blind luck and some type of sick divine intervention that saves his family every time a threat presents itself. Kevin was the genetic pinnacle of this null achievement. Even my instructional lead, a woman who could find a redeeming trait in a Balrog, failed to see any reason this kid or his family should be alive today. So here's a list of events that made it abundantly clear that God exists, and he's laughing uncontrollably. Kevin frequently forgot when where class was. On more than one occasion, I had to retrieve him from other classrooms. Kevin ate an entire 24-pack of crayons, puked, and then did it again the next day. This is 9th grade. I have no idea where he got crayons. Kevin's dad wrote tuition checks and mailed them to me, his English teacher. This was a public school. When I gave it back to Kevin, voided, to give to his dad with a brief note explaining that this is a public school, Kevin got in trouble for trying to spend it at 711 after school. Kevin was removed from the culinary arts program after leaving a cutting board on the gas stove and starting a fire, twice.
All right. Let's just pause right there for a second on this guy's crowning achievements. In the 9th grade, he's eaten a box of crayons and vomited twice. He's tried to set a cutting board on fire twice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Has
Twice.
gotten lost to go to class on multiple occasions. And his mom tried to pay a public school tuition, and he tried to cash a voided or pay for a voided check at 7-Eleven.
The elevator's not going all the way up on this one.
What? Yeah, it's I don't even know if it's going to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So how many generations of inbred do you have to be to get to this so far? We're 2, 3?
I'd go 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Yeah.
All right. It gets worse.
Kevin threw his lunch
Can
at
this
the
kid
school
feed
resource
himself?
officer and tried to
Hold on. Let me back up a little bit.
I don't think so.
I don't. Well, obviously he can eat crayons.
At least
So-
we know he can be a Marine.
That is true. He's there.
did at 711 after school.
All right.
Kevin was removed from the culinary arts program after leaving a cutting board on the gas stove and starting a fire, twice. Kevin threw his lunch at the school resource officer and tried to run away. He ran into a door and insisted it wasn't him. Kevin called the basketball coach a mother effing bee during gym. Basketball tryouts were that afternoon. Kevin tried out. It didn't go well. Kevin stole my phone during class. I called it. It rang. He denied that it was ringing. Not that it wasn't his. Not that he did it. No, he denied that the phone was actually ringing. He tried it 3 times before the end of the year. Kevin say the N-word a lot. Kevin was white. The high school was 84% black. Kevin got beat up a lot. Kevin stole another student's iPhone and tried to sell it back to them. Kevin's mom could never remember which school he went to. She missed several meetings because she drove to other schools, none of which he ever went to. Kevin tased himself in the neck before a football game. Kevin kept a bottle of orange Kool-Aid in his backpack for about 4 months. He thought it would turn into alcohol. He drank it during homeroom and threw up.
Wow.
Well,
Is there anything I need to go back to
No.
for
no,
you all to know Kevin?
no.
I feel like I
I
know
think we're
Kevin
pretty
too
well familiar
well.
with Kevin.
What's that, James?
I know Kevin a little too well. I think I'm I think I know Kevin a little too well. I think I don't need to know all this.
I think, just think, he's out there and he's breeding.
So
ladies
this sounds
and gentlemen.
like stuff his parents should know, and that's it.
Yeah. He's out there and he's breeding. Okay.
It's scary.
I want you all to remember
I hope
this.
There's people in this country that realize that anyone is allowed to have a child, but we have a limit on the amount of animals that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Can't.
Agreed.
No test, no proven that you're worthy of making another one, though.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we need to take the bullets out of the gun until we can prove that you're an adult enough to have kids. Okay.
Then the race will go out. That'll never happen.
No, it'll never happen. Adrian's right.
So basically,
I don't think it'll ever happen. But it's
so the
like,
movie
oh,
is so
shit.
basically, no matter which way we carve this up and cut it out, the movie Idiocracy is now becoming a documentary, and there's nothing more we can do about it.
I haven't seen that movie.
It's a good one. It literally, a guy gets trapped in a time capsule, wakes up like 200 years later, and everyone's dumb. And there's like 4 presidents of the United States. Everyone's an idiot.
National Treasure is my favorite documentary.
The Nick Cage movie.
Yeah.
Oh, not a documentary?
Did you? Yeah. That's, okay. Hey, Kevin, how do you want to call that one a documentary?
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
How do you want to call that one a documentary? I think I just found another title for the podcast this week. Hey, Kevin. How you want to dice that one up for me? Please do and tell how the movie National Treasure is a documentary, and I will tell you how the movie Major League is a documentary about a low-income Cleveland Indians team that prevailed against a stacked-up owner against a team against her. Okay, owner that was against them. All right.
It was just this story from a buddy who was super fucked up, and he was watching National Treasure, and he was just like halfway through the movie, and he was like, I thought this was a documentary. I thought we were learning some shit.
Okay.
That is the best.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, there's an inside joke to it that you just got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. All right. Last story. And I think I'll let you all decide on this one too. And then we'll play some Pick Your Poison. Since the last time Sissy joined us, we played Trivia for the Weird. So.
Yep.
All right.
Oh boy.
I found out a few months ago people change their underwear every day. I'm 24. Apparently I'm supposed to be changing.
Why did you just find that out?
Okay, I'm gonna call it ew.
I knew I was gonna have to pause it. That's why I didn't even fucking move my mouth.
Oh my god, no. I'm with Jamie. How are you just finding that out? What?
You're 24?
All right. Can I continue?
Yeah.
I found out a few months ago people change their underwear every day. I'm 24. Apparently I am supposed to be changing underwear on a daily basis. This is not something I was ever told growing up, and I had a very normal upbringing. Neither parent ever pointed out any issue when I would wear the same underwear for a consecutive day. I don't know how this slipped through the cracks because it seems very routine for everyone. For my entire life I've worn the same underwear for 1 to 2 weeks at a time. Apparently this is horrific. Thought everyone did this. How do you people not run through underwear like crazy? I have enough of other clothes to not need to do laundry for several weeks.
No. Just no. Just no.
Like, yeah, you do a load of underwear between your laundry. That's not something that your parents need to make a speech out of. That's not like that is That's not something that you need to be like sat down and be like, hey, motherfucker, look.
Praying that was a man
I
and not a woman. Because could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Classmates would have been smelling her.
Oh my God, there would be flies.
That would be nasty. Oh my God.
And so he's been with people.
Here's my
He's
question.
24.
He's
been with people.
I want to wait, time out. I want to know how he found out. Like, was it one of these moments? Like
he was with someone, and then they were like, "Hey, motherfucker, we got out of the shower. Why are you putting those back on?" That's how.
Exactly.
Then you know that's how.
That's exactly how. Oh God. I'm gonna be sick. Like
that just makes me mad.
I love this fucking podcast.
You know it was someone like, hey, let's shower together. This will be sweet. This will be nice. And as she's getting out and getting dressed with her new clothes, she turns around and sees this motherfucker put on his crusty underwear slowly while looking at her. Just like, yeah.
And wait. Here's the thing. It had to be a girlfriend. It was just like, what are you doing? And he was like, what do you mean? I wear my underwear I wear my one underwear, for 1 to 2 weeks at a time. She's going to be like, I suck your dick. You do not do that.
Yeah. Like,
I can imagine the smell coming from a woman because you can imagine it from a man too, though. That would be cheating.
I know what I smell like if I don't shower for 24 hours and I scratch my nuts because every guy's done it and goes, I know what that smells like. Every dude does it. Don't fucking lie to me. I'm letting y'all in on a
Andrew,
secret.
You're making a smell. It is on the hour every hour and a half to make sure we know what we smell like.
I know. I do. Every guy knows what they smell like after 24 hours with a shower because we've done it and it's horrendous. Okay. And we
know what we smell like on every hour after the shower. Like, we check up on it.
It's a cleansing thing. That's how our nuts don't get stuck to our legs and we don't get the smell, This guy.
Andrew's out. Andrew's down. I just can't imagine.
I could imagine. And it was a girlfriend or someone that pointed out to him. It's a roommate. Hopefully it wasn't a girlfriend. I'm hoping it was a roommate, like he just moved in with like a buddy for the first time. And his buddy's like, dude, do you have like the same underwear every day? And he's going to be like, no, why? He's like, wait, you wear the same underwear every day? And that's how I'm hoping that's how the conversation went. So it's a buddy who's like, hey man, listen, you got to change every day, dude. You got to go to Walmart. You got to get more underwear. You got to change every day. Like you got to do a load of laundry of underwear every week. Okay. I'm hoping that's how that went down. And not a girlfriend going, oh, I put your dick in my mouth. No. Like, I hope, because that would scar a poor lady. Especially one at 24, at like 24 age.
I'd be at the door. There'd be no more.
Can you imagine our son's girlfriend finding out like he didn't change his underwear for a week at a time?
Oh no. But you don't have to worry. He's not.
I know he's not like that. He's just
gross.
he's a yeah. But all right, let's move on to something really fun. Let's play some Pick Your Poison.
All right, you ready for this?
Let's go, baby. Question number 1.
Give pedicures to an entire nursing home. Or Google publishes your search history. Google's publishing my shit because I ain't touching no feet.
Publishing mine. Done.
I ain't touching feet. I don't care whose feet it is. Jason Momoa could be like, give me a pedicure. And I'd be like, fuck no.
Yeah, I'm with Andrew on that one. Google can publish it.
Yep.
Yeah, this is easier for you guys.
Yeah, no, listen, hold on. Yeah, you two have an out. Like, you find, I do a lot of, riding for this podcast, you could say. And obviously, I find a lot of shit for this podcast, as you can see. And can I put some context to my search history before it gets published, or is it just out there and I'm just
straight
and
up.
I just gotta take it on the chin like Joe Rogan?
About the like slightly criminal ones, like I've Googled what is the Titanic based off of because of this goddamn podcast. So, like,
I cannot believe you
don't think I
Googled
can
that.
really publish mine. Like, people are gonna see me as a different person.
You publish my podcast right now, they're going to block me up in an 8x8 with no windows and nothing, and they're going to feed me like fucking Sloth from the Goonies, okay? They are not going to allow me to live or go out in public and be amongst the world, okay?
So you were going to go into a nursing home and give 10 of them pedicures.
I'm going to lick grandma's toe. I'm going to be like,
have you ever seen the feet of the people that live in a nursing home?
Yes,
I highly doubt that.
I have to.
I have to. I'm going with the feet. I'm rubbing feet. I'm pedicuring those up.
You're disgusting.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I gotta.
I have to.
I don't really have an option.
I will go to jail. They will lock me the fuck up.
So in other words, I need to look at your history.
I do it for the podcast. Literally. I'm not. Listen. You have some weird. Listen. I look at weird shit, and I'll let you look at it. But it's like, how did the N-word become the N-word? And people are going to think I'm racist and shit like that. And I'm not. It's just like, I like to know context of shit. And they're going to be like, how do you go from that to, like blonde with big boobs? Like, why does she have caterpillar lips? Like, I don't get why women get caterpillar lips. Like, I don't get that. And then you're like, oh, the donation for the guy that Tom Segura fucking put on his t-shirt. It's just going to be weird. You got to fucking find me. And it's fine. It's fine. All right. Yes, I'm rubbing feet.
Okay. So here's your next one.
And mine's from like.
What?
You kind of blanked out there, buddy.
Oh no, I think I cut out. I'm so sorry. No, my search history would have been from like when I was a child. Like, I do not want to see all that.
Okay. Option number 1 is walk in on a family member getting off to a family photo album, or kill 10 people and get away with it. I'm killing 10 bitches and getting away with it.
Yeah, 10 people are dead.
Yep.
Sorry.
And you're getting away with it, so
Yeah, they're dead. Can I make a list?
We've played that so much into this fucking podcast already. They're gonna copyright us. What's that?
Oh.
James?
I got a list.
Hold on, man. I'm gonna take a quick pause for 1 second.
That'll be all right.
Yep. All right. Sorry.
Sorry.
A little
Kentucky
technical difference.
internet.
So what were you? So you going to kill 10 people, or are you going to walk in on a family member jerking off to a photo album of the family?
I mean, I have to have a list of 10 people. Like,
because
even if I
start
thinking about political people that I don't want around, like, yeah.
It just says 10 people and you get away with it. So, yep.
Yeah, I think almost anyone, if they get the chance to go fucking bop Putin, they're gonna do it.
Hear me out. What if you have the new mutant power that we found out from last week?
Oh, yeah.
And that family member is just saving some time for some people. Like, oh, Uncle Randy used to touch me here, and he's looking at a punch of Uncle Randy hammering out, and all of a sudden, like, I feel like I'm having a heart attack, and he's dusting. Like, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we have that power?
No, you read way into that.
Damn it.
No, it's
Listen.
simple and to the point. You either kill 10 people and get away with it.
Oh, I'm doing Dexter Morgan. Like,
or
I'm definitely
you walk
killing
into
people.
a family member getting busy with a photo album of the family.
That is weird, and no, I don't want to see any family member be jerking off in the first place.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Or masturbating. So I mean, even though I already had to walk in on her son, but I say definitely. I'm definitely going to tell people. Like literally, I'm without missing a beat. Definitely.
Okay, this one is gross.
Oh, can't wait.
Have a stranger wipe your butt after every poop, or drink a cup of your father's semen. Yeah, somebody's wiping my butt after every poop because that's not happening.
That sounds fun to me.
Yeah,
Like the first one just sounds fun.
I think the first one you make a lot of new friends. I mean, I mean, you need the whole new social media. Like we might start platform
serious icebreaker.
Yeah, that's a serious. Like that might be the new Tinder.
I'm assuming everybody would have someone else wipe their butt because I don't think anybody here would drink a cup of their dad's jizz.
Like is it like a shot? Like is it like one of his shots, or is it like an entire cup of it that he saved up over time?
It's not that specific. It says drink a cup of your father's semen.
Yeah, but how much is it? 8 ounces?
Jesus Christ!
Is that a cup? That's a lot.
Sean,
I'm not doing that. No, I'm just looking. I'm putting the options on the table for the people that might be listening. Like, well, maybe they should have taken the dad's cup. Like,
your dad's old, so maybe it's like powder. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's like just... it's like powdered milk. Like you're gonna have to add water to it. You know.
Yeah, that's a no.
That thing's probably coughing on a table. You know.
Nope. Just no.
You know. So I'm not doing. Yeah, I'm not doing that. No, I'm definitely taking. What was the option? Refresh my. You had me down another rabbit hole.
Someone's wiping your ass.
Stranger wipe a mask.
Stranger, you have to have a stranger wipe your butt every time you poop.
Yeah, like I
or
might be
drink a cup of your dad's jizz.
I think I'd start a social media platform for the first one, just so it'd be easier for me to find strangers to wipe my ass.
Okay.
I mean, like a Mark Zuckerberg. Like I'll be like,
I think it would be fun. Like, yeah, I think I would just build some relationships and be like, yeah,
to be a dude. Oh, fantastic! You'd be making great friends. I got no arms. Help.
All right.
All right. I love when she giggles right off the bat.
Yep, I'm listening completely. I'll be right back.
Okay. What is he listening?
Yeah, he's listening.
Okay.
I'm listening. I can hear you.
Pretend you're a cat and give someone in the room a tongue bath, or lose your sex organs.
Where's your sex organs at?
Lose your sex organs.
I
like
guess it
no longer works.
It's like a Ken doll, just void.
Like you become a Ken doll. Sissy, what do you think?
I don't know about this one.
I feel like this is about to like reveal a lot about me.
I mean, it says pretend you're a cat and give someone in the room.
I mean, yeah, I've already given you a tongue bath.
I mean, if it was my husband in the room, sure.
Yeah, like
yeah,
I've already done that. Well, technically, I've already done that.
Or lose your sex organs.
I mean, once my penis stops working as a man, that's probably the day I leave the planet. Like, there's no reason for me to be here no more. So I'm definitely going to give you a tongue bath. I'm meowing you.
Or a person in the room.
There's no other person in this room. It's just you.
Okay.
So done and done on that one.
You're right.
You already checked that one
so
off the bucket list.
So I'm thinking pretty much John, and like I would have to do it to John, and yeah, I think I would still do the tongue bath.
Exactly.
Because you know what? Because you at least know I'm clean. You're like, oh, dude, he's completely clean. Like, I know John gets in every crevice. He's a fat guy, but every fold is already, even the belly button is lint free.
That and like,
but
and like, I've been with quite a few people that are into spit kinks and stuff like that, and so, stuff already gets wet pretty often.
All right.
So,
how many more of these do you want to do?
Just do one more.
Okay.
One more.
All right. Here's the last one. Have your whole family convert to Scientology or make a living scamming the elderly. I'm scamming Granny because you can suck that Scientology shit. Just saying.
Granny and Grandpa's getting scammed. I'm with Andrea.
Yep.
Scientology's scary. Ugh.
I think that's probably the most difficult question that we've had. I think I'm probably scamming old people though.
Like, listen, like
that's one of those where it's going to be hard to fall asleep though for me. Like that, I 100% would prefer going to an autopsies over scamming old people.
oh yeah, like I don't want to be like the Asian prince. You know what I mean? I just won the lotto type shit.
Yeah.
So, scanning Granny.
Or your whole family's a fucking psycho Scientologist.
So Scientology though, like, man, but do I get to be like?
You don't get to do anything.
Like, no, but I get to do the like rich and famous side of Scientology, all right? Where
No.
they protect me for like.
Nope.
Okay, well then scanning Granny's weird. Like, I don't know, man.
No,
Scientology is a cult.
You have to pay their yearly fee though.
Fuck, isn't it like $50,000?
It's almost like
It's expensive as shit. Yeah.
year's worth of living. Yeah.
Fuck that.
I wouldn't do it
They
anyway. I
basically
don't
take
agree
everything.
with that. I mean, if that's someone's choice, that's cool. More power to you. Nope. I'm not a huge fan of organized religion, and I don't think that is a religion. I think it's a fucking cult.
I think that's like
And
K-pop.
L. Ron Hubbard was a fucked up motherfucker that decided to base this shit on Xenu, the fucking god of something that comes down and plants himself into select few. So yeah, nope.
Oh, I've read a few books about Scientology, and the stuff they do just blows
It's
my
insane.
mind.
That's Surviving Scientology with Leah Remini.
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic. And when she went on Joe Rogan's podcast, it was just like, here it is. And Rogan's like, they found out you were coming on and sent us this letter.
Yep.
And it was crazy.
They will fucking find you. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
So here's my question. Do you guys believe the Tom Cruise conspiracy theory?
Which is what?
The reason why his movies are doing more and more, like he's upping his stunts in every movie, trying to one up his stunts because he does all of his own stunts, is that he is hoping that he dies doing a stunt to try to get out of Scientology.
No, I don't buy out of it. I think he's brainwashed.
I feel like he is trying to get out, but I don't buy that one.
Yeah, like so yeah, supposedly like there's like rumors that he wants to get out, and that's the reason why, but he can't get out because they made him like the second coming or some shit like that, and it would ruin his fucking career of all the shit they supposedly have on him, and that's the reason why he's trying to off himself.
About to say, I don't think I'd trust much of what. It doesn't sound like this is him saying it, but I wouldn't trust a lot of that stuff, especially after him going up to Oprah and Ellen and being like, holding their hands and doing all that shit in the early 2000s. Like, I think ever since that, I've been like, who in the fuck? What is this dude?
You're not the only one. Everyone has thought that.
He's an alien.
Agreed.
Yeah. Elon Musk is an alien. Tom Cruise is just a fucking weirdo.
Yep.
I agree with that. All right, everybody. That concludes this podcast. Sissy J, thank you for joining us once again. We appreciate we appreciate you supporting us in all of our wild fucking antics and all that crazy thing. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for everything. We couldn't thank you enough.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. I enjoy you guys immensely. You all know that.
Yep, we do.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I actually hit your toe?
Yes.
Didn't. I'm so sorry. So anything to shout out? Anybody? You got any shout outs or anything like that you want to get? Nothing?
I'm good.
All right. James?
Nothing really. Kenko_eater. I may be live streaming here in a bit. I'll tweet it out, but yeah.
Scentsy. All kinds of clearance sales, and buy a warmer, you get 6 wax bars free. So scented with a twist at scentsy.us.
There's that.
Yeah.
You have lostscissors.com. You have the Patreon. Please hit subscribe. Please hit like if you're watching on YouTube.
T-shirt.
If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Rumble, hit subscribe, hit the like button for us. Please do the same if you're watching on or listening on Spotify, on Apple. Share with a friend, leave us a 5-star review. Now, everyone, as you know, I like to do, sometimes we like to leave you with some motivational speaking.
Oh boy.
So here it is.
Opinions are like orgasms. Mine is more important, and I don't care if you have one.
You did that last time.
Did I do that last time?
Yes.
I don't give a shit. We did it again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Love you all. Goodbye.